and namaskar. We will now start the last day of satsang of the text DHYANA Swaroopam by taking the name of the Lord. Om Shri Anandanartana Vinayaka Swamine Namaha. Om Shri Chinmaya Suryanarayana Swamine Namaha. Samasta Jana Kalyane Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram Om Shri Chinmaya Sadgurave Namaha. Hari Om and Namaskar to each and every one of you. Yesterday, in the 8th verse, we saw that in the practice of meditation, action may be involved, but that action leads to actionlessness. From effort to effortlessness, from action to actionlessness is the movement. How is this possible? How can action take me to actionlessness? How can effort take me to effortlessness? That is being answered in verse number 9, which we will chant together. Aasanena gatir luptaa yad-endriya kriyaas tatha aatmaa swayam bhaati sattaa roopash chidaatmakah. Aasanena gatir luptaa yad-endriya kriyaas tatha aatmaa swayam bhaati sattaa roopash chidaatmakah. The first part. Aasanena gatir luptaa. Aasanena, by, asan means in a particular posture. By being seated in a posture, gatihi, gati means movement, walking, etc. Movement, luptaa, that is stopped, that is not there. By just sitting in a particular posture, what happens is the action of moving from here to there, that sort of a movement, walking, movement and all gets stopped. Okay. Next. Yad-endriya kriyaas tatha. Similarly, what happens is indriya means our sense organs. Eyes, ears, nose, all of them are sense organs. These sense organs also, their kriyaa, activity also similarly only happens. What is that? Their activities also get stopped. So when I close my eyes, then automatically the activity of seeing color, form and all those things gets stopped. Okay. Next. Tatha aatmaa swayam bhaati. Tatha. Then what happens? Atma, the self, swayam bhaati, by itself shines. When all of them are quietened, that is the activities of all senses, mind, etc. are stopped, then what happens is automatically the self shines forth. Tatha aatmaa swayam bhaati. How is self shining forth? Sattaa roopash chidaatmakah. As sat, pure existence, chit, consciousness. As pure chit and consciousness, sat and consciousness, existence consciousness, the self shines forth. This is the word meaning of the verse that we have just seen. Let us look into a little details. Aasanena. Aasanena means what? By sitting in a particular posture. And what is that asana, how it should be, all that is described in our scriptures. So all that we should understand. When I am practicing meditation, never to go and sit in the railway station among all crowds and then say, or go to the vegetable market and then say I am sitting for meditation. No, I sit in a place which is solitary, vivikta desha, a very clean place. Clean, so that I need not think whether a snake will come or a centipede will come or a multipede will come. All these things, whether they are coming, we need not think at all. Mosquitoes and flies, we need not think. A clean place. I don't sit very high on top, the parapet wall. That is where I'm going to sit for meditation. Then my concentration will be on whether I will fall down. And by mistake, if I sleep away, I will fall down. A very, very sad ending. No? So, no, not that. Nor should I dig a hole and go inside and sit. No, a seat which is quite comfortable, little high from the ground, keeps me not, it is not damp and all those things to bring arthritis and joint pains. Not like that. Vivikta desha, clean place, and sukha asana. Don't try and sit in a position where that sitting itself is so painful for your body, and then my mind will always be on the body and that pain. So not to do that. Also sit in front of the Lord or the Guru. Like that, if you can sit, it is good because we are practicing it. Now, the very fact that I have my Lord in front of me or my Guru in my front of me, my heart is filled with confidence, faith that they will help me out through this process. So that comes into my mind, which relaxes my mind. And what do I do with my hands? My hands are interlocked or on the thighs. So they are not moving, grasping something. So action of grasping, moving and all stop even for my hands. Because I am in an asana, which may be cross leg or my feet firmly on the ground, whatever may be the situation, leg movement also, walking here and there, that is stopped. Now, also one more thing is, when I am sitting for meditation, sometimes I may think, Array, this fan must be little fast, or the AC must be little slow, all these things. Okay, never bother. First instance, you correct it and you sit down for your satisfaction. And then you must put in your mind that this body is capable of adjusting itself to whatever temperature is around. So the body adjusts itself. So this way, with that confidence, I sit. Now, what about my senses? Eyes, they are closed, so I'm not seeing anything. Okay. What about my mouth? I'm not putting some chewing gum or something in my mouth. Mint, nothing. There is no taste in my tongue, which is strong taste in my tongue. Nothing like that is there. So the tongue is also relaxed and my mouth is closed. So no talking is happening. Eyes are closed, mouth also, tongue also closed. Okay. So this is all done. Now, skin also, I'm not going to call, come on, my wife, my husband, come and sit near me. No, we are not doing that. We are sitting alone. So for the skin also, no group, come my friends and all, come sit around. No, we are not doing it in a group. I am practicing it. So the sense of touch, that is also not a disturbance for me. Now there are only two things which are still open, and that is my nose and my ears. And if we see in Ramayana, Lakshmana cuts away what? It is the nose and the ears of Shurpanaka that he cuts away. So nose and ears, keep it under control. Of course, there will be sounds around you. We can't stop all the sounds. We can't stop. Accommodate. Know that the sounds will be there. Know that the sounds will be there, and that I will not get disturbed by those sounds. This way, I should tell myself, give myself an instruction, and sit in the seat of meditation. Okay. And also, if I'm going to say, this sound is disturbing, that sound is disturbing, then it means that my meditation is on what sound can be heard and not on what I am supposed to do, not on Atma Swarupa, not on the knowledge that I have heard from my Guru. That is the Vedantic knowledge. My mind is not in that. This is evident when I say, this sound I'm hearing, that sound I'm hearing, and I'm getting disturbed. So all this we are keeping away. Okay. So we have seen how all my sense organs of perception and organs of action have been made quiet. This we have seen. So all sense organs of perception and all sense organs of action have been quietened with this posture, with this asana itself. They have been quietened. Okay. So body is done. We have only three instruments: body, mind, and intellect. So all three have to be quietened. That is our purpose. And if they are quietened, then what is going to happen is, Guruji beautifully says, if they become quiet, they are silenced, they are not doing anything, then the self is automatically revealed. So body quiet. Now we go to mind. What is mind? Mind is thoughts. Mind is thoughts. So these thoughts have to be quietened. When does a thought disturb me? When do I move because of a thought? Okay. Now there are two possibilities only. Number one, someone is calling me. I have sat down in the seat of meditation. When will I get up and go? Someone is calling me and I go. Some object is coming. Some masala dosa smell is coming. Some coffee smell is coming and I go. And we have already seen someone is calling me. Some object is calling me and I go. That has already been stopped at the level of the body. Yeah, eyes closed, mouth closed, all this we have seen. Nose and ears, if those are given importance, then only I know them. If my focus is not on what I should do, then only I know all those smells and all those sounds and all that. We have seen that. So for the mind, from outside someone calling is not there. The someone is objects. Calling is not there. Next, when will I go out? When will I go out? The second one is from inside me, I get a desire. I get a desire from inside me and then I go out. Yeah, two ways only. Now we have to see how, when I get a desire from inside me, how can I overcome it? That if we see, this mind is taken care of now. I hope we are all understanding. Okay, from outside, I may get disturbed. From outside disturbance objects, we have already seen with that asana and all that, all senses focused, we have already seen. So that is over. From inside me, a desire comes, and therefore my mind is going out and I start moving out. How do I take care of this? There are three instructions which I have to give myself when I sit in the seat of meditation. Now, whatever I speak is as it is explained by Pujya Guruji and as understood by me. So Guruji's commentary, if you have Dhyana Swarupa book, you have it with you. And if you want a book, please write to me. I will see that it is couriered for you. Okay, right. Now, how this mind, when from inside some desire comes, how can I stop it from moving out? That is the question where we have stopped. So there are three instructions that I have to give to myself. Number one. Number one is, what I am doing is the most important work. There is nothing that is most important than this. When will mind go out? Only when I feel that compared to what I am doing, something else has to be done. Only if I feel like that, mind can go. If I'm going to tell my mind, what I'm doing is the most important thing, other than this, nothing is important now. Whatever time I have said to myself, let's say 5 minutes also, 30 minutes if possible, yes, at least 5 minutes, whatever I'm doing is the most important. And at this time, any other desires which are coming, most important is this, which means that is petty, very small, need not be give importance, it can wait, stop. Yeah, this is number one. The second one is, another reason why my mind goes out is because of the roles, etc., that I identify with. So I may tell myself that I belong to Chinmaya Mission. I am the in charge of a particular Chinmaya Mission center. So I have to, like that. Yeah, I belong to someone. I belong to someone. According to that, my mind is thinking of duties. Or it can also be someone else belongs to me. My child belongs to me. I have to do this. She or he is looking up to me. I have to do this. Like this thought may come. And therefore, also my mind is getting disturbed. So, the second instruction that I give my mind at the seat of meditation is, I belong to no one. No one belongs to me. That 5 minutes now, that half an hour only. Other rest of the time you take everything. But when I'm practicing at that seat of meditation, I give this instruction, I belong to no one, no one belongs to me. So all that roles, duties, everything gets dropped. Other than this also, there may be some thoughts coming up and down, they may be marching. Some thought may be coming. Now, when such thoughts come, I should take on the attitude of a watching person, a sakshi. Sakshi is not involved in what it is watching, right? So I am uninvolved witness. I am uninvolved watcher. Okay. Now, these thoughts which come to disturb me are like robbers, thieves trying to take me away, right? Now, Ramana Bhagavan says, if a thief is there and you put one flashlight or floodlight, okay, when a floodlight is there, will the thief come and stand in that floodlight? No, he will move away from that floodlight. Same way, these thoughts which are marching, let us say, one thought coming, you only watch. My watching is like putting a floodlight on that thought. I am not identifying with the thought. If I identify with the thought will keep repeating itself, or it will take a associated thought and keep multiplying. Okay, I am not going to multiply, nor am I going to retain the same thought and go away with it. How is this possible? When I take the attitude of uninvolved watcher or witness, it is like throwing a floodlight, and therefore the thought comes. Because I don't associate with it, it just gets dropped away. Like the thief, when floodlight is there, he will not stand under it, right? Same way, because I'm putting the floodlight, this thought will not stand. So we have seen how the senses are quietened and stopped, stilled. Same way, how the mind can be quietened and stilled. Okay, this is practice of stilling the mind. We have to drop it itself. Okay, next we go to intellect. What is the nature of intellect? So nature of mind is thoughts which are moving, of indecision. Shall I do this or shall I do that? Like that. And the nature of intellect also is a thought. But that thought is something which has logic backing it or reason backing it, of the state of judgment, of the nature of judgment. That is the nature of decision. That is the nature of the thoughts in the intellect. So what we do is, for the intellect, there is a practice which is being given, where with that practice intellect can't work, because that practice has no logic, has no reason supporting it, and therefore intellect cannot work, and it comes to a standstill or stop. And what is this statements? Sometimes we might have also read some Zen masters and all of them, or some story, 5 lines, 7 line story of Zen master, like that we might have read. Gurudev will say, imagine. What should I imagine? The sound. What sound? Sound created by clapping with one hand. Clapping with one hand. How can I imagine the sound created by clapping with one hand? Intellect can't function. Clapping with one hand. What is the sound? Put your mind to it. It can't work. Or what is my face? Look at my face. Which face? Not now face. Face before I was born. Before even I was in my mother's womb. What is the face? Intellect stops. So this way, intellect also can be stopped. Now, when I'm reading the verse meaning now. What is the verse meaning given in the text that I'm reading now? And what is the verse meaning? Just as seated in a posture, walking is stopped or movement is stopped, when the activities of other sense organs also cease. Okay, now we are including activity of the mind and the intellect, all of them. When they cease, then the self shines by itself. This is what we have seen now. Now we have to see the next verse. Before we go to the next verse, the same 9th verse, some more points that I want to communicate. Okay. So in Kathopanishad, it is said in second 2.6.10, when the 5 sense organs of perception, along with the mind and intellect, cease functioning, that state they call the supreme. So that state. When is it reached? When all sense organs, mind and intellect cease functioning, that Supreme Self shines forth. Okay. Now, once the Supreme Self shines forth, it does not matter whether the equipments are working or does not work, because this shine is ever shining. Okay, that is being what is the nature of this person? What is the characteristic of the person who has attained this stature? He is called a realized master. And what is his characteristic? That is being pointed out in the 10th verse, which we will read together. Yeah, 10th verse. विज्ञातं येन वै रूपं निजं शान्तं सुखात्मकं सर्वथा वर्तमानोऽपि जगत्यस्मिन् न बध्यते. विज्ञातं येन वै रूपं निजं शान्तं सुखात्मकं सर्वथा वर्तमानोऽपि Jagatyasmin badhyate. Okay. Yena means what? By whom, or he who. Yena vijnaatam nijam roopam. What is this nijam roopam? Shantam sukhatmakam nijam roopam vijnaatam. By whom? By whom, or he who vijnaatam has known, has realizes nijam roopam, his own swarupa, shantam, peaceful, sukhatmakam, joyful, blissful, own swarupa, one who has known, sarvata vartamanaha. Even though he may be living in this world, sarvata, in all possible ways, anywhere, in any state, api, asmin jagati, in this world, even though living, na badhyate, he is not bound. In Bhajagovindam, a similar thought comes where he is not bound means what? Bondage is dukkha. He is not bound means what? Sukha swarupa. Right? So in our Bhajagovindam, Bhagwan Shankaracharya ji says about his state as Nandati, it is not a state. About his nature as Nandati, Nandati, Nandatyeva. And our Guruji, when he was explaining, he said, because meter is ending, he put only 3 times Nandati. Otherwise, Bhagwan Shankaracharya ji would have said Nandati, 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 Nandati. Nandatyeva. He is reveling in joy and joy alone. And what is this joy? What is this bliss? You and I may not know. Only a person who has realized, a realized master alone knows true joy or true bliss. Guruji used to say, the rest of us, Guruji means it's a Shastra saying. Shastra says, the rest of us Ajnanis do not even have a smell of that bliss. Even smell of that bliss we do not have. In English, we will say, even the spelling of bliss they do not know. That is how our state is being explained by the Shastra. Okay, now how Bhagwan Shankaracharya ji is explaining Yoga Ratova. This person, externally, he may be in yoga, Sage Sukha, in yoga, externally. Any number of young women in front of him, no disturbance at all. Yoga Ratova, Bhoga Ratova. They may be amidst all pleasures in the world. The example which is normally given is our Janaka Maharaj. In the midst of all pleasures, because he is King Janaka, but nothing touched him. Even to watch, no, he may be amidst the pleasures, but has it touched him? No. Yoga Ratova, Bhoga Ratova, Sangha Ratova. People may be around. Every time people around. So many people around. Pujya Gurudev. So many devotees around every time. Sangha Ratova, Sangha Vihinaha. Our Param Gurudev. Our Swami Tapovanji Maharaj. Sangha Vihinaha. Wow. From morning 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. he is sitting in that balcony or the veranda of a small kutia in Uttarkashi. People may come, people don't come. He is alone, just sitting there. Just sitting there. Sangha Vihinaha, whether without company. What is he experiencing? What is he experiencing? Nandati, Nandati, Nandatyeva. Now we may say, what Tapon Maharaj? Even I am only alone in my house. I am also alone in my house. Our Tapon Maharaj did not have a mobile, some radio, some audio, some video. No, just sitting. And if we are sitting alone in our house, we want that many times now when I go to some people's house, TV is constantly running, television with little volume it is running and no one is watching. What is that? Some sound must be there in the house. What? Sangavihinaha. No external thing required. Sangavihinaha. Nandati, Nandati, Nandatyeva. He is reveling in joy and joy and joy alone. In our na badhyate, it is said, which means he can have no sins attached with him, no punya, papa, etc. attached to such a master. There cannot be any harm to the society because of him, because he is an embodiment of love and love alone, because self in one is seen everywhere as self of all, and therefore embodiment of love. Even in the worldly sense, when a doctor is doing a surgery or something with a knife and some harm may happen and the patient may die also, we do not put the blame on the doctor. The doctor has done the surgery in the best interest of the patient. And so we say, seva of the doctor alone. Someone may die away in the process, but we say the doctor has only served. Even in this ephemeral world, when we see that someone with love alone personification, anbe shivamai amarndirundare, that is the state of the realized master. No harm can ever be there in this world because of him. Also, one more thing is rest all. When we say asana, pranayama, dharana, all these things, when I say pratyahara, all of them, they are all stages. Stage means I can move from one stage to another. Not only I can move from one stage to another or state to another, one state will have an influence on another state. That also happens when I am in states. When I'm in states, the state will change. Not only the state will change, one state will influence the other state. For example, it is said when I sit in one asana, automatically my prana also gets modified and becomes slow and steady. What is happening? One state has an impact on another state. Okay, but this samadhi that is being spoken of, this dhyana that is being spoken of, this dhyana as goal, it is not a state to change. It is not a state to change. So if I am going to say I went into samadhi and I was in samadhi for 3 hours, like that I say, it means what? It is not samadhi as such that we are speaking, but it is a state that we are speaking. Here, dhyana is not a state. If something is a state, then there is a starting for that state and there is an ending for that state also. Start and end will be there. Here, samadhi or dhyana is atma swaroopam. There is no start and end. Huh? I hope I am making it clear. There is no start and end. If start and end is there, it is a state. In Dakshinamurti Stotram, to just say that it is not a state or something, there is a verse which comes saying that this Atma Swarupa shines in all the states and at all times, like how it is said in this particular verse. And the verse goes like this: Balyadishvapi jagradadishu tata. Balyadishu, childhood, youth, adult, wherever, Atma Swarupa is shining. Aham, it is shining. Balyadishu, Jagradadi means what? Jagrat, waking state, Swapna, dream state, sleep, deep sleep state. These are states. Whatever states the person may be in. But aham, the self is ever shining. सर्वास्वस्थास्वपि vyavrittasu anuvartamana. Whatever may be the changes, it may be some other thing like fainting, whatever it may be, this self is ever shining. Okay, this samadhi is something which is ever shining, dhyana or atma swarupa. And with the grace of Pujya Gurudev and with the grace of Lord, to this abidance in Swarupa, Swaswarupa Anusandhanam is our movement, that is our goal. And may the Guru Parampara bless us towards this. We will just chant this 10th verse. Vijnaatam yena vai roopam nijam shantam sukhatmakam sarvata vartamanopi jagatyasmin na badhyate. He who realizes his own peaceful and blissful self, na badhyate, never gets bound. Sarvata vartamanopi, even though he may be living in this world in various circumstances, in various situations, he is never bound. And may Guru Parampara's blessings be on us. We will chant the first verse. Before we conclude with the Shanti mantra, we'll just chant the first verse. Dhyanam nama swarupasya sahajam bhanamochyate naitat karma vishesham va sagunopasanam japaha. We chant the first verse to say that till that goal is reached, yeah, our studies will never stop. Our Shravana and our Manana will have to continue. And therefore, we started to say that, to commit ourselves to the fact that we will continue our Shravana and Manana. And today being the last day of the satsang, I will again make this announcement for offering your Guru Dakshina. Where it should be offered, all this would be coming as a message in our WhatsApp group. Okay, we offer this, all our efforts or whatever has been done to Pujya Gurudev's feet. May the Guru Parampara bless and make it complete also. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Hari Om and Namaskar to everyone. Thank you very much for participating every day sincerely. Hari Om.